Today was the first ever student end of year 13 graduation event. It's very exciting for me as the principal of the school because a great feature of the school here is the student body are so active and so interested in what we do. They pushed for a celebration event. So this is their graduation event that they asked us to do. So I'm very proud and delighted that we've had such an amazing day today.
Thank you. That's a nice start. Okay, thank you very much. I'd just like to welcome you to your graduation. This is our first graduation and your final assembly as a whole year group. Okay, you'll be pleased to know that I'm not going to stand here and give you hours of advice. Okay. Because Maria wants to go home. But this is an opportunity to recognise you completing your course of study, but more importantly, recognising each and every one of you as individuals. Because although we've got together and come together as a community, I really think you arrived as individuals. I'd just like you to think back, for most of you, to last September when you arrived. Okay, that was the first time a year 12 year group, a new year group, had started in this building. That was the first time the staff had taught a new year group in this building. Now, I hope you agree that you were all nervous, frightened, probably apprehensive about starting a new course, but also really excited and really eager to learn. Eager to progress. Your teachers were equally as nervous because they'd never taught in those classrooms. They'd never taught in this building. We had no idea how good this building could be and how good you were going to be. I heard an expression yesterday on the course that I was on. Okay, if you tried to find me, I actually disappeared because I was under too much pressure with this event. But yesterday we heard an expression saying, we don't want you to be guinea pigs, we want you to be trailblazers. And that's actually what I thought about, because I thought we could have easily seen each and every one of you as the trial year group, the experiment to see if this building worked. But actually, each and every one of you has been amazing. You've all excelled. You've all almost got to the end of your course, apart from those last exams. Good luck. But it's unbelievable how much you've achieved, and I hope Julian and others will agree that it's unbelievable how much the school has changed, the college has changed because of this year group. I'm a sportsman, and I can't believe how much sport has changed since I arrived. I can't believe how much the Student Council has influenced decisions. We wouldn't be sat here. I wouldn't be wearing this rose. We wouldn't have a balloon arch on stage if it wasn't for the Student Council. So I am really impressed. I do think you're all very ambitious, and I just want to prove one last thing to you with a challenge. I'd like you to buy into this, okay? I just want you to stand up if you have done any of these things while you have been here. So first of all, could I ask the members of the Student Council to stand up, please? Now, sorry for getting you to stand up first, because you now might be part of the next categories. So I just want you to do something simple. I also want you to clap above your head if any of these other things apply to you. Okay? Anyone else who is not stood up, I want you to stand up if you apply to these categories. So, if you have been part of a club or played for a sports team? Please, could you stand up? Next one. Julian stood up because he's been on the football team. It's not about talent, it's more about taking part, isn't it, Julian? Sorry. That's what Julian said to the whole football team when we were playing. Anyone who has been on a trip, could you either clap or stand up? That could be any trip. Anyone who has been to the student balls, could you clap or stand up? Okay, we're getting there. Anyone who lives in the boarding house or a host family, could you please stand up? And finally, if I haven't captured you, I think I have. Could you please stand up if you've met a friend that you didn't know before you arrived here?
I think you got us.
Okay. Before you sit down, the reason I wanted to do that was just to prove to myself, to the staff and to you that even when you reflect back on your time at Abbey, you can say that you have been a part of the community, whether it's big, whether it's small, whether you have designed this event, or whether you have just been part of the football team that has played a few times and won a few times, whether you're part of the chess club and have been going every week and being part of that smaller community within our bigger community. So thank you very much for all of you for making such a special community. Please sit down. Okay, that was your last challenge from me. I'm actually going to hand over to a couple of your peers, a couple of students, because, like I said, I could stand here and give you lots of advice. And I've been really honoured that lots of you have trusted my advice, my opinions, even when I haven't really known the answer. You've trusted it when I've made things up. That's been quite a lot. I've always tried my best to give you the best advice I could, and if I don't know something, I'll always search for that answer for you, and I hope you've appreciated that. I've also appreciated that you've come to ask those questions, but I have always found that the best advice that you can have is ultimately from your friends, someone you trust, someone you know well. Hopefully, when you leave this room, you will actually count some of the members of staff or all of the members of staff as your friends. But I'd like to invite Harris and Tiana to the stage to introduce some advice for the future.
Wow, what a journey. I'm simply amazed. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless, which doesn't happen really often. So, yesterday, as a whole foundation and A2 students, we selected a few people who really made an impact throughout the 2 years that we have all spent together. And we created a video with lots of advice and many funny messages that we should all carry out together. And I just wanted to add how it's unbelievable how we are all sitting here together in a room. And a few months ago, this was an idea by the student council, and I really want to thank the student leadership team, the student council, the senior management team, the staff, the teachers, and everyone who's involved, because without you listening to us, this would have never happened, and we are truly very grateful for that. Harris, would you like to add anything?
Keep in mind that this video took maybe 3 or 4 hours to film with, 20, 25 people individually. We were all hungry and it was very late. Everyone wanted to go home. So if you could clap and maybe laugh at the jokes while you're watching, that really helped ease the tensions. But yeah, that's about it.
We hope you enjoy. This has been an amazing journey and that we all had fun today. So, Leon, can we play the video?
Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2018, wear sunscreen. If I could give you one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proven by scientists, whereas the rest of this information has no basis more reliable than that of meandering experiences. We will dispense that advice now.
Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth. Never mind, you won't understand the power and beauty of your youth until it's faded away. But trust me, in 20 years from now, you look back at photos of yourself and you realize how much possibility lay before you and how fabulous you really looked.
We are not as bad as you imagine.
Don't worry about the future, or worry. Just know that worrying is as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubblegum. The real troubles in life are apt to be things that never cross your worried mind. The kind that blindside you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday.
Do something that scares you every day.
手心的蔷薇
Scene.
Don't be reckless with other people's heart. Don't put up with others that are reckless with yours.
Plus.
Don't spend your time on jealousy. Sometimes you are ahead, sometimes you are behind. The race is long, and in the end, it's only with yourself.
Jeff, you look fabulous.
Thank you.
What a nice shirt.
Thank you. Remember the compliments you receive. Forget the insults. If you succeed in doing this, tell me how.
Keep your old love letters, and throw away your old bank statements.
Stretch. Don't feel guilty if you don't know what you want to do in your life. Many interesting people I know, they don't even know what they want to do at 22 years old. Many interesting 44 years old, they still don't.
Get plenty of calcium. Be kind to your knees, because you'll miss them when they're gone.
Goodbye, babe. I love you. Man, maybe you marry. Maybe you won't. Maybe you will have children. Maybe you won't. Maybe you will divorce at 40. But maybe you will dance funky chicken at your 75th wedding anniversary. Yeah!
Don't congratulate yourself too much or berate yourself either. Your choices are half chance, so are everybody else's.
Enjoy your body. Use it every way you can. Don't be afraid of it or what other people think of it. It is the greatest tool you ever own.
Dance even if you have nowhere to do it, but in your own living room.
海草海草海草海草随风飘扬
Read the directions even if you don't follow them. What's your life?
Don't read beauty magazines. They only make you feel ugly.
Get to know your parents. You never know when they will be gone for good.
Be nice to your siblings. They are the best link to your past and the people most likely to stick with you in the future.
Understand that friends come and go, but for the precious one you should hold on. Work hard to bridge the gaps in geography and in lifestyle, because the older you get, the more you meet people you knew when you were young.
Live in London once, but leave before it makes you hard. Live in Cambridge once, but leave before it makes you soft. Travel.
Accept certain inalienable truths. Prices will rise, and politicians will philander. You too will get old, and when you do, you will fantasize that when you were young, prices were reasonable. Politicians were noble, and children respected their elders.
Respect your elders. Don't expect anyone else to support you. Maybe you have a trust fund, maybe you have a wealthy spouse, but you never know when either one might run out. Boom!
Man, I told you 1,000 times, send me some more gels and powder for my hair. Don't mess too much with your hair, or by the time you're 40, it can look like 85.
Be careful whose advice you buy, but be patient with those who survived. Advice is a form of nostalgia, and dispensing it is just like fishing for the past in the disposal, wiping it off, painting over the ugly parts, and recycling it for more than it's worth.
But trust me on the sunscreen.
Our director of boarding there, very knowledgeable comments about sunscreen. It leaves me to say one last thing before I start the awards for today, and that's really that you know when it's a special event in your life, when actually you can't wait for it to start, but you also can't wait for it to be over because you're so nervous about that event. And those of you who have seen me this morning will know that actually this is probably the hardest day that I've worked here. And really, I think each and every one of you as an individual has inspired me. I've been honoured to work with you, and I'm sure all of my colleagues would agree. Before I get emotional, I'm actually just going to explain that we are going to recognise every single one of you by giving you your diploma today, but also we're going to recognise some outstanding individuals. And as Chris advised me, keep your certificates, okay? They're probably the most important thing that you can take away from here, and along with those memories are really, really valuable, okay? So, keep in touch. Please do come back for future events, and just thank you very much for being an amazing year group. Well done. Okay, sorry, thank you, Fiona, that's fine. Yes, all right. So, that leads me to our first set of individual awards. I would like to invite Julian to the stage, who's going to help me present some awards for boarding, host families, and also my own personal award. I had to be selfish. Okay, come to the stage, please, Julian. This is for you. So our first award today has actually been nominated by the whole of the boarding team, including Helen Wilson, our Director of Boarding. And this award is for our Boarder of the Year, or Boarder of your whole time here. This young gentleman has contributed massively towards the community, and I would like to invite Alex Yermolenko to the stage, please. A photo as well. Our next award, presented for our host student of the year. We've got a separate award for the independent student of the year. Has been voted for by, again, the boarding staff who have worked with you, but also Stephanie, if you'd like to give the crowd a wave. Stephanie is our head of accommodation and has also worked with lots of you who have lived in host families with her team and also in independent accommodation. So our host student of the year goes to Keane. Please come to the stage.
While we're here, let's also show our appreciation for Stephanie.
And the next student, the third and final type of accommodation we've offered you is to live independently. These students show incredible independence, which is why we call it independent living. And I would like to invite Ping to the stage, please, for his incredible attitude. Thank you. And last but not least, in this set of individual awards is for my own personal award. Julian also has the chance to nominate someone later, and we have a special guest here today who has also chosen an individual. But my award goes to a student who has been here slightly longer than most, and he took that in his stride. He had to redo a year. He also has faced incredible difficulties this year with his family. I have been absolutely amazed with his attitude, with his continued studies towards his grades, and also the fact that even though he's faced these personal difficulties, it has never shown. It's never shown towards his peers, towards members of staff, and even in conversation with myself, it seemed like he's taken it in his stride. He is probably one of the most mature gentlemen in this room, staff included. Definitely more mature than me. I'd like to invite Satesh to the stage, please. Thank you very much. What did I say about maturity? Thank you very much. This is for you. Okay, and we've just got to have a quick photo together. So. Okay, I did say that we were going to invite groups to the stage, and the easiest way to split you into mini communities is actually within your tutor groups. You've been involved in these tutor groups since day one, and I would first like to invite our youngest tutor group to the stage, because this tutor group has a bit of a specialty, I suppose. Sim actually took on our youngest students when they came here last year in September, and also I'd like to say these have been an outstanding group of students, and even more students have joined this year. So Sim, would you like to bring your tutor group to the stage, please? If you go to the left of Sim, if you go to the left of Sim. Sim, would you like to come this way for me, the other side of Julian? Now, this is quite complicated because, as you'll see, we have to present all of these students' individual awards, their individual diplomas. You'll get the hang of it. But also, I will talk about individual students who have received colours. These colours have been recognised by members of staff for contributions to clubs, sports, trips, and any extra contribution. If you are one of those students, you will be also walking away with our ACC Colours Medal as well as your diploma certificate. Please remember that this is a big tutor group, like all of your tutor groups. So if we wait and clap at the end, that would be amazing. Thank you very much. So, first student. So, there you go. And if we just step forward, they can go round us towards the back. So if you just step forward slightly. Camelia, if you go to the back. Camelia, if you go to the back. Next student. That's the next one. If they look round, girls, if you go to that side. And he's got one of those. Mohammed. Here, just grab one of those.
Thank you.
Jeff.
Thank you.
You just shuffle along, guys. Jeff, if you go round us, go that way, please.
Lani. Thank you.
It's one of those for Tiana. Tiana, one of those. It's getting warm up here. If we just take a slight step forward, then they can start making a second row. If you make a second row, guys, in front of us. Last one. And if you can form into 2 rows, the photographer might tell you what to do. And a massive round of applause for Sims Tutor Group, Opposite A. You will also notice that you will be receiving a special present on your way off the stage as a token of our appreciation as well. So you can see Helen handing out some carnations as well. Just to specially recognise 2 students in that tutor group, Mohamed Banye played football since he arrived in September, so received colours, and also Tiana for her contribution to the Student Council and also for her contribution towards the creative arts, writing poems, writing English literature. So just to say well done to those 2 students. Thank you very much. We're going to split these into groups of 3. Those mathematicians will work out that means we've got 4 sections of group certificates and awards. So the next tutor group I would like to invite to the stage is EDS. Please come on up. Ed, I'll hand them to you. If we just take a little step forward, because then they can go round the back of us. Okay, so yeah, go for it. Next one, Aoife, if you loop round us and go to the back there. If you just loop round us. Next one. Who's that?
This is Arvin Wani.
Just loop round us. Who's next?
You know Alex Yamalenko?
Ed, this is for Alex as well.
Well done, Alex. That's for you as well as your colours.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. This is Felix Jan.
And that's for Felix. Felix, you've also got colours for your basketball.
Nice
well done.
job.
Okay, here we go.
Thomas I.
And if we take a little step forward, gentlemen, then they can make a second line. Bonita, I've also got one of these for you for your contribution towards English literature, art, etc. Oh, it's coming. Sorry. Andy, this is for you.
Oh, thanks.
For your contribution to basketball.
This is Ryan Yu.
Andy, if you make a second line for me, please. I'll give you 2 at a time, if that's all right. Guys, if you shuffle along, if there's anyone smaller behind you, let them go to the front. 2 more. So a massive round of applause to Upper 6B Ed's Tutor Group. Can you give me the lists, the colours lists, because I'm having to make it up at the moment. So if you just pop that in there for me. So special recognition for Upper 6 EDN should go to Bonita for her contribution towards art and English literature, Andy and Felix for their contribution to the basketball team, and also Alex for his contribution to the football team and sport in general. Well done, Upper 6 EDN. It's to go in this one. Oh no, can you hand it to me afterwards? Is that all right? Thank you. Thanks. So Joe and Isaac. Okay, the third tutor group in this section is Simon's tutor group, Upper 6C. So, as soon as Ed's tutor group have sat down, Simon, would you like to bring your tutor group to the stage? Simon's group, if you jump up ready. All right, Simon. Simon, if you just come in the middle of us, I'll just pass these. If you just, yeah, when you're ready, let's go. Caviar, if you just go behind me and line up on that side. Shall I give you 2 at a time? Oh, look at this. It's the most efficient tutor group so far. If you just look round. If we just take a little step forward, they can make a second row.
Joe.
And this is for Joe. For music.
Well done, Joe.
Joe. Thank you. If you just go along there.
I've lost it. This is Isaac.
And this is for Isaac. That's just coming out.
Yep.
Isaac, that's for you.
Well done.
2 more.
Guy.
2 more. Sorry. So, Upper 6C, Simon's tutor group. Congratulations. Thank you very much, Simon's tutor group. But Joe, would you like to stay on the stage, please? Just stay on the stage, Joe. Okay, come on off. This is for Joe. Yeah, I'll talk it. So, from Simon's tutor group, special recognition should go to Isaac for his contribution to the basketball team, and also remaining on the stage is Joe, who has made a massive contribution to music, to singing, and is being awarded a special photo saying, "I did it my way." quarter of you done. No, it is important we recognise you as tutor groups because obviously they have been your family for the past 2 years or 1 year, depending on when you arrived. But also we have some individual awards. First off is our Maths and Further Maths Award. So I'd like to invite Cindy to the stage, please.
Thank you very much, everybody. So, what an honour to be the first of the subject awards, and we have two, one for maths and one for further maths, because there's so many of you. The first award goes to a dedicated and extremely capable mathematician who wants to do their best in every piece of work that she tackles. Her cheerfulness, smiles and happy disposition has raised the standard of the active participation in the whole class and made it a positive experience. Please come up, I know.
Don't be put off if I'm stood next to you, so this can pick you up. Do you want to have a photo with me? I'll take the mic.
Got a photo on this one.
Are you okay?
Okay, so the Further Maths Award would take far too long to read all of that out because he's had quite a lot of teachers while he's been here. An outstanding student who thinks deeply and achieves highly. He is courteous, helpful, focused, popular, kind and respectful. His homework is usually perfect. He appreciates a mathematical challenge, has a tremendous work ethic and demonstrates answers to the rest of the class with a large grin on his face. Please come to the stage, Charles.
What's next? Physics and IFP engineering. Okay. Do you want to introduce
Oh, no, sorry.
And next to the stage, Chris. As Head of Physics, Chris will be introducing our Physics Award and also the IFP Engineering Award.
Yes, so first of all to our A-level physics student. This is a student who's very polite, pleasant, hard-working, motivated, curious and keen. All of those positive attitudes that one would expect in a model student. But as well as that, he also brightens up the room with his humour, and it really is a pleasure to have him in the physics classes. Our student of the year is Ham. And the student from the IFP engineering cohort, obviously voted for by not just the physics teachers but the other teachers in the engineering. He has a real role model attitude, really taking the ready, respect, respond stance of the school, arriving at lessons with a positive frame of mind and also really polite, respectful at all times. On top of that, of course, he also has some awesome guitar solos. Our award goes to Cash. Well done.
Also for Cash for his music.
playing the blues guitar like no one else.
I can't wait. Thanks, Chris. That's our first set of individual awards, and for those of you who are keen to follow the programme, you can see in the programme it's actually named, so you can see when you're ready to come up next. Ross's tutor group, I saw you getting really excited there about your turn. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You can always rely on Alex to cheer out. So, Ross's tutor group, I would like to welcome you to the stage, and a special announcement. Bearing in mind Ross's tutor group have been consistently the highest attending tutor group, and also coped extremely well and were very respectful and welcoming when Ross had some time off this year. So thank you very much. Please come to the stage.
Oh Lord. Thank you.
Alex, this is for you. Okay, to recognise your contribution to economics and business.
Thank you for that.
Benny, this is for you as well, for your contributions. Well done. Oh, not yet.
Thank you.
And Robert, this is for you to recognise your contributions.
Thank you.
Oh,
there we go. Sorry, keep from me. Joshua, for your commitment to football and sport. Kenny. Next one. Victor, here we go for your contribution to basketball. And Ross, if we just take a step forward, they can form a second line. Thank you. Two more for you. Sorry, Julian. And last but not least, excuse me, girls, if you make a second row in front. Sorry, Chris. Thank you.
We have 2 rows, please.
Possibly almost the tallest group in the whole year group. While we're waiting for the photo, special recognition should go to Alex Bardin, Robert and Benny for their contribution to the house t-shirts and the Business and Enterprise Club. Also to Joshua for his contribution to football and to sport, and Victor for his contribution to basketball and sport. Thank you very much, Ross's tutor group. And the next group to the stage will be Nigel's tutor group. So as soon as Ross's have sat down, Nigel, would you like to bring your tutor group to the stage? I'm lost for words. I need a time filler. Just get rid of that label. Sorry, thank you. Cash, Richard, Icy. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Okay. Cora, if you'd like to loop
See you again later.
If you just loop around the back of me. Cora, if you just edge over slightly. Nigel, could you just stand forward slightly so they can go behind you? Here we go, next one. Next one. Yeah, if you just loop round me. Richard, for your contribution to badminton, and also for being here for 4 years.
Yeah. Well, quick.
Quinn, if you just loop round me. I see, that's for you for getting involved with trips and badminton. Well done. If you make a second row, I see, if you go down. Okay. Oh, Cash, this is also for you. You're going to have a basket to take things home. Yeah. Services to rock and roll. If you just come across the front, Cash. Ooh, ping's gone. And last one. And while the photos are on, special recognition should go to Icy and Richard for their contribution to badminton, and also the wider community going on trips. And finally, a Colours Award also for Cash for his contribution to music, and for even showing how the staff band can really play as well. So well done. Thank you, Nigel. And the last tutor group in this section, you will probably notice that the diplomas actually have ribbons on. The diplomas have the coloured ribbon for the house that you have been part of. So our first 3 tutor groups were in Jupiter. That is why you have a red ribbon. And the second 3 tutor groups, Penny, are you going to shout it out? Were all part of Juno, the greenhouse. So our final group from Juno is Nadine's tutor group. A special announcement for them in that this is probably the heaviest tray I've had so far. Their contribution to sport as a tutor group has been phenomenal. So as soon as you're ready, Nadine, if you'd like to bring your tutor group to the stage. Okay. So Ray is first. Ray, here you go. If you loop round the back of it.
Oh, Ray,
Ray, if you loop round the back of me, Ray. So just come round this way and come round. Let me know if you need a new one. And another one.
You get a prize for that.
Yeah, you have to make a scene, don't you? That's for badminton. Well done. Next one. Okay. Well done. Oh, next one. Justin, that is for your contribution as a goalkeeper for football. Well done. Okay.
Cheers.
Next one. That's for your badminton efforts. Well done. Just be careful, that box is the wrong way up. Alyssa, that's for your badminton. Well done. Okay. Nadine, if you just take a tiny step forward. Guys, if you make a second row in front, if you just loop round me. Toggy. Just go behind me. Baha, for football. Okay, well done. Thank you. A little medal as well. And finally,
make sure you can all see me.
okay, just while they're having the photos, special mention should go for Ray, Baha, for their football contribution. Also for Jen, Jason and Alyssa for their contribution to badminton and life in general in the college. Well done to Nadine's form. Thank you very much. Where are we? Would you like to introduce Jenny for me, please?
Hello. Hi, hello. Isn't it wonderful? Honestly, I think I haven't really stopped smiling inside my mind since I got in today. It's extraordinary to see you like this. Brilliant. You look amazing. We are very lucky today because, as you may know, this school is actually part of a group of schools. There are 19 other schools in the group that we belong to. This group is very, very supportive of us. And the group that we belong to is the reason that 2 years ago we all came here, because of the support of this company that we're a part of. And this company also supports us with what we do with you in the classroom and how we help you grow and develop. The company is called Alpha Plus, a name you may already be aware of. And I'm delighted to say that we have a representative from the board of Alpha Plus, one of our governors, and that's Jenny Stephen, who I'd like to welcome onto the stage. Jenny.
Thank you very much, Julian, for a warm welcome. It's fabulous to be here. Yes, I visit 20 different schools and colleges. I shouldn't have favourites, but I do. And I just love coming to Abbey, Cambridge. The minute you walk in that door, there's a blackboard. And it gives me a sense of flavour and message about you all. And everywhere I go, I see that come alive. I walked in this morning. I said to Julian, where is everybody? He said, they're all working. I didn't believe him. Because I look here and I can see, you're so smart. You're smart intellectually, but you've dressed for the occasion. You've taken this occasion seriously. That's wonderful. We're celebrating your successes today. We're celebrating your achievements. We're celebrating who you are. I know you all toe the line. I know you're all incredibly perfect. But in giving an award today, I've kind of stepped out of a line. Because I arrived and I said, I want to give an award. And Liam said to me, you can't, we haven't got anything. I said, don't worry, I've got something in my bag. And Julian said, and what do you want to do? And I said, well, I've lived and worked in communities for all of my career. And I just want to celebrate the person who doesn't get top of the class, who doesn't get the best of, because this person represents all of you. The person who's contributed brilliantly to the community, the person who has that internal moral compass, the person who has integrity, the person who has determination, and the person who's going to take her life's journey her way and not anybody else's way. And so it gives me great pleasure to ask Nida to come up to the stage.
Well done, Nida. You didn't expect that, did you? Brilliant.
My little gift to you.
Thank
you so much. Well done.
Oh.
Actually, you know, in case you're wondering why I've got this plaster on my face, it's hiding some wonderful stuff that's happening. And if I'd listened to Helen and worn sunscreen, I wouldn't have that. So even that is opposite today. Students, you and I know that we're standing here in a very special college on a very special day. And you and I know this wouldn't have happened without you generating the germ of the idea and carrying it forward. But it also wouldn't happen if it weren't for your staff. You wouldn't be celebrating your success today if it weren't for your staff. I doubt that all the staff are here. So students, will you join with me in congratulating and thanking the staff for everything they've done for you as you've gone through your journey at Abbey. And of course, we know that there's always a boss, isn't there? And you just have to accept the boss. You can't alter the boss. Staff have to do what boss says. Students, boss thinks this, tells Helen, Helen disagrees or agrees, or Lucy disagrees or agrees. But do you know what? If Julian wants it, I bet it happens. I love all my conversations with Julian. They are challenging. He doesn't agree with me most of the time. But that's great. That's how growth and a journey happen. And I hope that's illustrative of your growth and journey. So Julian, Herr Professor, I have a prize for you.
That's very cool. Thank you so much.
A bit of fun.
Thank you.
Julian did say it was fun as well as serious. You're leavers. But are you really leavers? What does leaving mean? At the college here, it's, if you like, being the final bit of your growth from a child. Parents solved all your problems, looked after you, put you on an aeroplane, you came here, and now the college is saying, farewell, go and fly. At the college here, we've heard about friendships. Even if you never see some of your contacts, your light friends again, I guarantee you will remember them throughout your life. Here, you're sitting exams, you're going to obtain fantastic qualifications. You will carry those with you for the rest of your life. Being here has been quite a seminal part of your journey, and I am in awe of you, absolutely awe. I've heard colleagues say they draw inspiration from you. I don't know you individually, I know you collectively. You do all of this in a language that isn't your own and in a country that you are staying in. That, to me, is a phenomenal, phenomenal achievement, and I congratulate you on that. So Abbey College, Cambridge is going to stay a part of you for the rest of your life. There was words of wisdom at the beginning, just a thought from me. You are going to leave here with world-class qualifications. Use them wisely. You are incredibly powerful, young people. Use your talents. Use everything to make a difference in life. 21st century is a very unsure place for you to fly off into. Use those moral compasses. When you leave here, what you leave behind are memories. The corridors won't hear your footsteps again, but the corridors will remember you. As you go through life, make memories, good memories. They're fundamentally what you will leave behind. And so I say to you, aim high, leave a wonderful footprint, value your qualifications, and try and make an imprint for the good, for the world. May your dreams come true. Good luck, every single one of you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jenny Stevens, Director of Schools and Colleges, Governor of Alpha Plus, and my boss. Thank you, Jenny. Oh, it's now time for us to welcome Ali, the Humanities Award.
Hi everyone, I've got a few awards to give out today. I'm going to start with the award for Creative Arts. This is awarded to a student for both their work in art and in literature. And I'm actually just going to steal Fran's words here because I thought they were rather lovely, who described this student and said, "She has not wavered, she just keeps going and does so with a good heart." Benita, can you come up?
Well done.
Okay, I'm going to move on to the award for languages. You may not know that secretly in the evening there are many language lessons taking place. The tutor of Chinese awarded this for a student who she said has shown skill in her language learning research, is always willing to discuss her ideas in class, and always entered the room with a positive attitude. Sophie, can you come? And lastly from me, all the history and politics students have worked incredibly hard over the past 2 years, and I'm going to miss them greatly. There is one student that's gone that extra mile by putting in more hours into her study than I thought humanly possible, and constantly striving to improve her work no matter how many A's and A stars she got. So Summer, could you come up?
One final individual award for this section, and I'd like to invite Patrick to the stage.
Hello everybody, lovely to be here, it's lovely to see you all. I'd like to present the award for academic English, and this young man was nominated by his teacher Helen for exemplary attendance, concentrating and working hard in class on everything that they did, and as a result has produced some really excellent work. So the prize goes to Han Shem.
Okay, back to our group awards. So our next tutor group to the stage is the first of the Apollo groups, which is the Yellow House. So you'll be receiving your diplomas with yellow certificates, yellow ribbons on. And I'd like to invite Marie's tutor group to the stage, please. Thomas, if you look round here, all the way to the other side, yeah?
Congratulations.
If you look round, girls keep on moving to give room. Keep on going.
Congratulations. There you go.
There you are. Marie, if you just take a little step forward for me, just so they can form a second row. There you are.
Hi, Julia. Congratulations. David. Hold the moment.
Special moment there. David, if you make a second line for me, yeah?
Congratulations.
Mo, you've got one of those. I'll give you your certificate in a minute. If you look round me, yeah? Keep on going along, guys.
Nice, Albert. Hello. Congratulations.
Two more if this one.
Tim. Well done, sir.
Tim, and this is for you.
Okay. We're going to need to move along that way.
So while we wait for the photo, Marie's tutor group is actually the largest tutor group. Even though you can only fit 14 in a room in this college, Marie had 15. One student can't be here today. I don't quite know how that works.
Have a close enough, aren't we?
So special recognition as well should go to Mo, who is one of our most talented footballers and basketball players, but also Tim has been recognised with colours because he has regularly gone to recreational football, despite not always being a regular member of the team. And he always makes people smile, so thank you very much, Marie's tutor group. And the next tutor group to come up will be Russell's tutor group. So Russell's tutor group, if you'd like to stand up. Thank you. Again, this is quite a heavy box because the contribution of Russell's tutor group has been amazing towards the wider community as well. Russell, would you like to invite your tutor group to the stage?
April. Congratulations, April.
April, if you loop round all the way to that side.
Stephen. Congratulations, sir. Thank you.
Tiffany.
Well done, Tiffany. Congratulations.
Eunice.
Guys, if you just keep on going along.
Mira. Godfrey.
Whereas if you come round. Godfrey, there's one of those for you. And hang on, a certificate as well for your contribution to basketball. It's for Herbert. Herbert, there's one of these for you. Well done. Next one.
Kirill.
Oh, Kirill. Congratulations.
Kirill, there's one of those for you. Next one.
Volodymyr.
If you go along that way, along that way.
Lord.
If you look round.
Miko.
And that's for you. I'll explain in a minute. Keep on going.
McKenna.
And that's for you. Well done. Thank you. Did I have a colour certificate left on the last one?
You did.
Is it that one? Thanks. Oh, did you get that? Okay, so Russell's tutor group. Special recognition should go to Caesar and Kirill for their contribution to football. Godfrey for his contribution to basketball. Miko for his contribution to the board games and chess club. And I'm sure we had one more. I'm just going to watch them come off the stage and figure out. And Herb, yes, of course. Last but not least, Herb for his contribution to basketball as well. A big round of applause to Russell's tutor group. The last of the Apollo tutor groups has had 2 tutors, 3 tutors. Yeah, 3 tutors. The last of the Apollo groups actually came as an 18-month tutor group, so they didn't arrive until January last year, which makes their academic achievement even more impressive because they have done qualifications in a much shorter time. Also, we have some IFP students, like all the other tutor groups, who arrived in September of this year. Joe has been the 3rd tutor, but also, if they are in the room, I'd just like to recognise Duncan, who was JWR's tutor last year, alongside Gemma, who is unfortunately no longer working at the college. So, Joe's tutor group. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Congratulations.
Kiefer, if you loop round me.
Hi. Congratulations.
Can if you go round me. Keep going along, Kiefer. Right to the other end. If you go round me.
There you go.
Oh, this is for you, but I'm stuck on there. There we go. Thank you. Sorry. Keep on going along, guys, and squash along.
So, congratulations.
So this is yours, and this is a certificate for you to recognise badminton sport, etc.
Good luck in medical school.
Joe, if you take a tiny step forward, they can make a second row. I'll go out of the way. If you make a second row, just go down.
Congratulations.
Just go round, John.
Thank you. There we go. Thank you.
Just keep on going round.
Hello. Oops, sorry. Go around. Voila. Congratulations.
There we go.
Congratulations. I love the waist. Nice move.
So everyone gets so you can see 2 rows.
Thank you. So in Joe's tutor group, special recognition should also go to Vanessa for her contribution to sport in general, and also Vincent for his contribution to basketball. Well done. Joe's tutor group, big round of applause, please.
Right over there.
Thanks, Jay. Some more individual awards next, so I'd like to invite Mike to the stage, please.
Hello there, guys. We've been fortunate this year in the economics department to teach some really outstanding economists, and it was quite difficult to make the choice as to who should win this award. The student who we have finally awarded this to is someone who's intellectually curious, who's extremely hard-working, regularly comes top in stage tests and in the mock exams. He's also a larger-than-life character. He's an excellent singer, and he's lived out the life of the community life of this college. He's someone who off his own bat established an economics group, an economic study group, and so it really gives me great pleasure to award this to Joe Gia.
I knew you'd be back on the stage, Joe. I knew it. Let me take that. Okay, scoot over and touch it that way. That's it. Great. Well done, Joe.
Next to the stage, Andy, to pronounce? What are you going to pronounce for us, Andy? To present the Business Award and the IFP Business and Accounting Award.
This student was also difficult to pick, but from the very moment that she joined our community in summer school, I knew this was a student that was going to go on to do great things. They say great leaders inspire us, and without doubt, this student has inspired me, as well as her fellow students. She will go on to do, as two of my favourite business leaders, The Rock and Steve Jobs, have said, dent the universe and be the hardest worker in the room. And that's Cora.
Check us the microphone. Congratulations, Cora. There we are. Okay.
This next award is for the IFP Business Management. It's a very difficult award. There's a huge number of students completing the IFP this year. In fact, it's brought in one in every 3 of you. And without doubt, this has been the greatest cohort we've had, making this decision incredibly difficult. It could have been Vova, it could have been Kirill, it could have been Ksusha, it could have been so many different people. But it could only go to one person. That's a student who joined us just this year in September and who has been truly phenomenal. Alex.
Well done, Alex. Well done. Just over that way. That's perfect.
Okay, our final set of 3 tutor groups. Next, I would like to invite to the stage John's tutor group.
Okay. John.
John, come on down.
John. Hello, John.
So congratulations to John Morgan's tutor group. In particular, we need to mention Juyuan for his contribution to sport and badminton, and Max for his contribution to basketball. A massive round of applause to John's group. And the next tutor group to the stage will be Alan's tutor group. And congratulations to Alan's group. A massive round of applause, please. Okay, and the last tutor group to the stage will be Robin's tutor group, who again deserve a special announcement because Robin's tutor group again had 2 tutors last year, Robin and Susanna. Susanna, are you in the room? Is Susanna here? Would Susanna like to join Robin on the stage, please? Not to embarrass you, Susanna. But Susanna's work with the tutor group continued into this year, still writing and helping to write references and personal statements after she had finished as the tutor. Robin's tutor group also joined in January. They were another 18-month group. So again, a really special achievement for them, because they have achieved their A-levels in a much shorter time than some others in the room. So well done to Robin's tutor group and Susanna's tutor group.
Shout them out to everyone in the audience from here. Jason, congratulations.
Nicholas. Robin. Nicholas, if you come round.
Sure. Well done, John.
Thank you. Josh, this is for you. Robin, if you take a step forward for me. Guys, if you shuffle along. Josh.
Congratulations. Living that time. Nice work.
Carmony.
Carmony, well done.
Alex. Chrissy.
Christine, well done.
Emily.
Congratulations, Emily.
Damon.
Damon, congratulations.
Yolanda.
Yolanda. Thank you. Congratulations.
Mary.
Well done, Mary. Congratulations. There we are. Do you want to just go right, Mary? Go right here, look. Perfect. There we go. Would you like to just slot your shoulders like in there, look. That's it. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, the ribbon fell off. Well done, the ribbon. Okay, just while Robin's form return to their seats, a special announcement for Josh, who again, like Tim, regularly goes to football, to recreational football training, always really keen, doesn't always get picked, but goes every single session. So well done to him. And I think you just gave them a round of applause, but now that we've done all of the tutor groups, a big round of applause to each and every one of the tutors and each and every one of you. And for the final set of subject awards, I'd just like to welcome to the stage Alex.
Hi guys, they obviously saved the best till last because you know that the sciences are the best subjects to study.
So my first award goes to a student who is described as being determined and positive and consistently has worked hard throughout their 2 years. She's always keen to make progress, she's got an excellent proactive approach to her studies, and she's always friendly, good-humoured and considerate. And this student is our chemistry student of the year, and that's Novelle.
Let's swap over. Okay. Well done, Annabelle. There we are.
My next award is for Biology Student of the Year. This student has consistently been the best A-level biology student over the 2 years, and possibly over the 2 years she spent doing her GCSEs here as well. She's highly inquisitive, determined, and a great motivator. She's a fantastic leader, and she'll probably be the best doctor to wake up to if you were ever to wake up in A&E one day. So this prize goes to Ola.
Good call. Well done, Ola.
We're almost there.
You've done really well.
My next prize goes to the Psychology Student of the Year, and I am going to read Laura's words out exactly. They say, Harris is simply the most hard-working and consistently brilliant student that she has ever taught at Abbey. His writing style is mature, his contributions in class are insightful, and his competitive yet fun personality makes him an absolute joy to teach. He has multiple places at university to study medicine, and he will make a most fantastic doctor. Any one of you would be privileged to be treated by him when he graduates. I hope when he does graduate from medicine, he wears slightly nicer clothes than he's wearing today. Come to the stage, Harris.
I love your wardrobe. I love it.
I'll take those for you.
Okay, I'm loving the wardrobe. I'm loving the shoes. I think your trousers are fantastic. Well done, Harris.
Okay, so my final award goes to the Biomed ISP Student of the Year. And this student doesn't really need any introduction. They're always cheerful, humorous, friendly, forever the comedian. He gives outstanding presentations. In fact, he was a member of the winning medicine group who won the LER6 conference last year, and I'm sure you will all remember his outfit with the cute little bow tie. He consistently scores top marks in his assessment. He secretly works quite hard. And he always makes all of us smile. That student is Pejman.
Bit higher, bit higher. That's it, got it. And that leaves me. I'm the last one standing up here. It's my turn. I have an award to give, which is the Principal's Award. So this is an award that's actually very hard to give, because I stand up here in front of 162 of you who have reached beyond our expectations for what this school is. I'm so proud of you for the work that you have done in this school over the past 2 years, 3 years for some of you, and 4 years for some of you. So it's a difficult award for me to choose. So how do I make a decision on who is the Principal's Award winner this year? Well, I look for personal qualities to which we can look at and aspire to, perhaps. So I'm looking for somebody who is a role model for us. And I had many, many people that I looked at, because many of you have come on so well, and you're all going to go to amazing things next year at university. But the person that I have chosen came to us to join our summer school over 2 years ago. And that's a bit of a clue for the way this person thinks, because she realized in order to be successful studying in a foreign language, one must be as proficient as one can be in a foreign language. We know this, we talk about it a lot. Please go to your English lessons and work hard. So this student, from the very beginning, showed us something. She was prepared to come on a course before the A-level started. And when she joined that class, it was very clear there was something special about her, a quality of commitment, which was very, very impressive. She is, like many of you, an A-star student. She is, like almost all of you, an A student. She will do amazingly well at her exams, as you all will. But there's something else that has made me decide this person is an exemplar for us. Let me give you an example. She decided to have some work experience between year 12 and year 13. She decided to have some work experience over Christmas. And she didn't come to us and say, will you find it for me? She found it herself in the United States. Now that exemplifies what it is we all hope to be able to do, to be self-reliant and confident and think, what is it I need to do to reach my goal? Well, I need to succeed in my exams. She will. But I also need to develop my other experiences, to see what it is like to work in the States, and also to go home and work in a library, to help and promote that resource in my local community. Her tutor, Nigel, has described the Principal's Award winner in a very simple way to me. She is a force of nature. What a wonderful thing to be told. A force of nature. There's something there. There's some confidence and spirit that we should all aspire to, because it's in all of us. We should look at people and think, how can I do more of that myself? So for being an inspiration and for living the school vision, which is to be a community energized by a love of learning and the pursuit of outstanding achievement for all. A student who really has shown us the love of learning over the past 2 years. My award this year goes to Cora. Congratulations. Okay, let's stand in the middle. That's it. Cora. So we are reaching the end of our first ever graduation ceremony. So I must thank you for asking us for a graduation ceremony. Tiana mentioned this at the very beginning. This was an idea that you had and that you pursued. And through the student leadership team, you made your case to the staff leadership team. And here we are. So take that as an example. Look back at that and think, well, we all thought this was a great idea. We talked about it. We wondered how it could happen and who could make it happen. And we did that. We used our relationships with other people. We're a community. We know each other now. We work together. We use those qualities to present an argument for an event to happen. And it's happened today. This is one small example of what you can do, what you have shown you can do. And so the event that's happened today has happened because of the organisation of many, many members of yourself and of the staff body. But I would like to particularly thank Erica, Liam and Carolyn for the organisation of our event today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And I know you will be engaged in amazing things next year, but let me tell you what Liam's going to be doing next year. Liam has a new job next year. But it's a new job here. Hey! Now, this is, I've been teasing Liam a bit about this, so I said I won't tease you anymore, but I lied. This will be the last time. Okay? We've given him a new, very exciting role which suits his skills down to the ground. He's going to be Director of Fun. What a job! There you go. That's the last time I will use that phrase. It's the Director of Extracurricular Activities. That's the full title. So well done, Liam. We are delighted for you. Now also, we are also introducing housemasters and housemistresses next year. Another exciting development as we go through and we keep looking, how can we develop our school? How can we grow our school? I also found out yesterday that the initiatives that we are always thinking about, I've stood in front of you before to tell you that we are restless here. We always want to make it better, improve it. How can we teach you better next year? How can we arrange trips that are more enjoyable? How can we make an even greater sense of community? So innovation is another thing maybe you can take from your experience here. This is a school that listens and changes, and we do things together, new things together. And actually, I'm delighted to tell you that I mentioned Alpha Plus Group, the group of 20 schools that we are part of, great supporter of this school. They have an award every year. They have awards for innovation across the 20 schools. And guess what? Last year we won. Alex Wally won last year for the pre-degree diploma. This year, Nigel Tattersfield has won for the Speak English Poetry competition. So I'm delighted that we are living this in this school. We're not standing still. We're thinking, how can we make Speak English Week even more amazing? You know what Nigel did? He brought in a poem, a poet to inspire you, to listen to your poems, to bring it yet further to life. So I would just like to thank our innovators who've been celebrated by Alpha Plus, Alex last year and Nigel this year. What great staff members we have that we keep living this innovation. Thank you very much, guys. You know, I've also had some more news actually from Alex today about a former student. So just to give you an idea of where you can go in the future. So, of course, we've had students coming to this school for many years. People have been educated with their A-levels, they've gone to university, and of course, students have finished university now and gone on to employment and other opportunities. So I found out today that a former student from Libya called Mohammed has just been selected to be a trainee cardiothoracic surgeon, which is an aspiration that many of the medics also share. And you might think, well, that's fantastic. Surely that must happen all the time. Only 11 people in the UK have been chosen this year. So that shows you what you can do. Mohammed was here several years ago. He studied just like you. He was incredibly successful, just like you. And he's now one of an elite. He will be a consultant cardiothoracic surgeon in years' time. Extraordinary. So take these little examples of what you've seen, what's possible, and reflect on them in your life. There's another idea I just want to pass on to you, which is quite a common idea within education, and it's the idea of potential. Sometimes people say, you have reached your potential. Well done. This is your potential. You've got there. Excellent. Do you know that's a myth? I want you to leave with that thought. The idea of your potential being a certain point, it is not true. Amazingly, but actually true, there is no potential. Because there's no limit. There is no limit. If you've practiced hard and you have grade 1 piano, that's not your potential, because you can practice hard and get grade 2. If you think AS level physics was hard, but then you did A2 physics, and then you go to university to study physics. Don't be fooled by the word potential. It doesn't exist. Don't let anyone ever say you can only go there, or there, or there, because you can go there. It's been a real honor to be your head teacher for these past 2 years, and 3 and 4. I'm extremely proud of you, and you will always be a special group to myself and the staff, because you came with us on the journey to this brand new school. You were our first group in, and you helped us form the school. I can't tell you how different we are today compared to 2 years ago, when we were in our old buildings, spread across 7 teaching sites and 5 boarding sites. So I would like to thank you for being the first group in that formed our school community here. It means a great deal to me, and I'm extremely grateful to you. Guys, you are going to have an amazing time at university. You are going to love it. I look back at my time, as all people of my age, I'm in my late 20s, so it's not very long, and I think to myself, wow, what a time. What a time to have that freedom, to make new friends, join new clubs, and learn amazing things. I learned about biology, but you know what? It doesn't matter what you learn about. It's all new and exciting. Grab it with both hands. Enjoy your time. And please remember us, remember each other. Stay in touch with each other. Thank you so much. Thank you again for pushing for this event. And have a wonderful half term. And don't forget to work hard for the exams. Small thing at the end. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Possibly the highlight for many students was at the end of the graduation. We all went outside to the front of the school and we had a great big group photograph where all the students took off their caps and did the traditional throw in the air. And that moment was the inspiration for the graduation event in the first place. It was students wanting that moment, wanting to celebrate with their friends and have the iconic moment of throwing the cap in the air.